Hi guys, and so today what I'm going to do is do a get ready with me makeup while still educating people. So my advocacy today in this video is to educate people on why gender-based hate should be stopped. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do before I start applying my makeup is to put the primer. So I will use Quick FX. This is no shine mattifier. Just a little bit is enough. Okay, so in all actuality, I've never understood the hate for those people who are part of the LGBTQIA plus community who just want to express themselves freely through the use of makeup. Because I have encountered people, this is based on my own observation and the people that I see almost every single day. They spread unnecessary hate, especially to those who were born biologically a male, who wear makeup. But for me, makeup is supposed to be universal. You know, there is no rules in wearing makeup because makeup is an art, isn't it? Like, makeup is a form of art, really. You don't see an artist being hated upon because they are going to use a paintbrush and a paint to do their artwork. No, you don't see that because there should not be any hate for a person. In the history of makeup, actually. Okay, so I'm just gonna pump a little bit. I'm using L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour wear. So in the history of makeup, in all actuality, it is frowned upon by those conservative people. This is based on pioneer thinking. This is based on pioneer thinking. It's a website. It is frowned upon by church leaders, but many women still wear cosmetics because so the rave in that era is being pale. Just going to spread it. And so they use makeup. In actuality, it is like the makeup that they were using was made out of lead so that it would appear to be white. And so it actually cost them their lives. But now we are living the present where technology is really advanced, and so makeup, in my opinion, is good to use now. It's safe. Well, of course, it's going to be safe if you buy it from those brands who are known for makeup and not buying it from stores where online stores and all that stuff. That's really important because if you buy it from a store that is like class A, it's called class A, where they imitate a brand and release their own version of it while still using the brand's name, that can cause a person to have an allergic reaction, which in turn can affect their health. And so it is important that if you want to use a makeup, you should only buy those trusted brands. So I never really understood the rave or the hate for those who freely express themselves through makeup, because it is considered as an art, through their the clothes that they wear. Because according to Equality and Human Rights Commission, the freedom of expression is in Article 10. And so it is the right of a person to express themselves freely, their opinion, their identity. It is the right to express your own opinions, and it can be through social media, through works of art, which, as I mentioned, dressing up and putting makeup on is a work of art because it takes time. It takes time for a person to actually put makeup on. So it's an effort, and so it should be considered as a work of art without government intervention. That is a right of a person. And so, of course, without government intervention, because of the freedom of expression, other people also have the right to hold their own opinion. And so there are some opinions of people that can hurt a person, especially if it is in the form of harassment, public humiliation. It can even lead to death. Okay, so now I'm going to put Maybelline New York Instant Age Rewind under my eyes and in those is where it is needed to highlight. Going back to the topic, I think in the Philippines one of the most well-known hate crime, murder, I will call it murder, is what happened to Jennifer Laude. It actually occurred in the year 2015. So what happened there is Pemberton, his surname, is a US Navy. He's a part of the military of the US. And so, because Jennifer Laude is a trans woman, she is dressed as a woman, has the physique of a woman, so he felt betrayed. Because he didn't know, he wasn't aware that Jennifer Laude is a trans woman. But I am not excusing his behavior, because what he did is grotesque. There is no other word for it. Fortunately, in 2019, I stand to be corrected, the crime occurred in 2014 and he was pardoned by the President Duterte. Last year, March, I think it was March 13, he was pardoned. Despite murdering a trans woman, he was pardoned and he flew back to the US. Where is the justice there? He was only in jail for about 5 to 6 years. I don't think that's enough. I don't think that is enough, because he killed a trans woman. He killed a person. He killed a Filipino people. He killed a Filipino person. And I don't think any amount of... I think he deserves to live his life behind bars. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my eyebrows off cam, because it takes me a long time to do it. So I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm done carving my eyebrows and also drawing it in. We'll now go back to the topic at hand, and that is hate speech. Now, why do people actually hate others? Well, based on Psychology Today, according to A.J. Marsden, the reason why people hate others is because they hate those who are different from them. There is also a in-group, out-group theory that was mentioned by Patrick Wanis. He is a behavioral researcher, which gives a scenario in which when we feel threatened by an outside group or a group of people that we are not familiar with or is different from us, we then turn to the in-group, which we are familiar with, and we shower them with love. So in this, hatred is driven by seeing the unknown, seeing something different from us. And so that still does not give the permission for a person to spread hate. Granted, they have their own opinion and beliefs about it, but the person just wants to feel welcome in a society where being different is frowned upon. And so, as I am going to talk about that, I'm going to start on my eyes now. So I'm going to use this is the Beauty Glazed. It is Saturn. I will just do some cute eye look. So let us focus on hate. Hate here in the Philippines is actually driven by those who hate change in a way. They hate the idea of their own lives being changed by something that is inevitable. For me, I don't think change is something that should be hated or scared of, because change is the only constant thing in our world. And so if we hate the idea of change, we also hate the idea of progress. Now, some beliefs related to, I am not saying that all religion promotes hate against the members of the LGBTQIA plus community, but the root cause of hate is through the belief of a person. And so the widespread cause, what should be blamed is the personal interpretation of the lessons given by or sermons of the priests, of the pastors, of the holy scriptures, of the written text, and their own religion. And so I think that in their own way, they twist the words that are being taught in church and twist it to fit their narrative. In all actuality, hate due to the gender identity of a person is one of the reasons why the members of the LGBTQIA plus community has a higher chance of having mental health issues. That does not mean that all the members of the LGBTQIA plus community automatically has mental health issues. Based on my research, that they have a higher chance of having mental health issues because of the lack of acceptance in our society. Here in the Philippines, can be seen in movies where if a person, it is really ironic because most of them are called Junior. They are named after their fathers, but then again, they are gay. Their gender identity doesn't match their physical, biological self, and so this causes problems within their family. Because the Philippines is a patriarchal country, the acceptance of a father or the word of a father is kind of like the final say within the family. And so if the father doesn't want to see their son because he's gay, that person would then have no choice but to go away. And so first is not being accepted in the family. Second is being driven away from the comfort of your own home and going on a journey that you have no one else with you. You have no comfort. You have no source of strength. Your family just kicked you out. And so, of course, it will take a toll on their mental health. I have another issue when it comes to that. Now let us talk about bullying. Now, there are some people who have their awakening at school, and so this causes problems because first of all, they need to hide it from their parents in fear of not being accepted. Like what I said earlier, they are being rejected and then they will need to go out of the comfort of their own homes, and so they fear being rejected. Statistics show that 9 out of 10 people who are members of the LGBTQIA plus community are being bullied at school. So that is alarming because 9 out of 10 people means that a whole lot of numbers of populations are then at risk of feeling suicidal, feeling depressed, having anxiety, and all those stuff that will affect their growth, especially because they are still in the phase where they are looking for the awakening of themselves. So this is the most crucial part because they are finding their true identity. In these times, they are forced to reject the idea of being different because they fear of being bullied. That is the sad reality that most people need to go through in order to feel accepted. They need to change themselves. It is our duty to advocate a safe place where all people are accepted. I am not asking them or asking you to change your views, because I cannot do that. I can only show the damage that is being done to the youth and to everyone due to hate that is growing in our society. And so let this be a lesson to all. All of us are humans and we should be treated as such. As I said earlier, we're all humans and we should be treated as such. And so if you cannot say anything good about a person, if you would just spread hate, if it would, please think before you say it to them. Say it to yourself first and think, would this affect the life of that person? Is it really necessary to say it to him or to her? Would it change her life for the better? Is it something unnecessary? If it is something unnecessary, please refrain from saying it. I know that it is the right of a person to have their own opinions. Yes, we are entitled to have our own opinions in everything that happens in the world. But there is no good in spreading hate. What's best is spreading love, appreciation. Even if you cannot accept a person because of differences, or because of their individuality, because of their gender identity that is different from what you believe in, what should be for you, then we cannot do anything about that. But it is important that every person is loved. Every person is given the chance to be happy. Hate crimes are still prevalent, especially in these times where it is supposed to be something progressive. We are supposed to be the developed humans. We should be a progressive country. We should be a developed world, striving for a better future. But we cannot eliminate those who are still stuck behind their own ways. Those who hate on people because they use makeup, but makeup is used to enhance the beauty of a person. And so if each person has their own beauty, and so it is their right to express themselves freely. They're not harming anybody by doing that. In actuality, a person who is wearing a dress, if it's a gay person wearing a dress, cross-dressing, they're not harming anybody. If you think that they don't fit that, if you think they shouldn't wear that, that is your opinion and you are entitled to do so, to have that. But there is no use in spreading hate. Hate is just something unnecessary in this world. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put lipstick and then I'm gonna put lip gloss and then I'll be back. I will just put mascara. Hi, and so I already put mascara on. Before I put on my lipstick, I just want to call the attention of everyone who's watching this video that being different is not a sin, and it should really not be considered as such. Gay people, lesbian, bisexual, non-binary, members of the LGBTQIA plus community shouldn't be considered as sin. Their identity shouldn't be considered as a sin. It's not a mistake. Because I know that due to the religion that they believe in, they think that being different from the norms and what is considered normal in our society is sin. And so it shouldn't be considered as that, as something like that. Because we are all humans and we should be treated as such. No matter what our race is, no matter what our gender identity is, no matter what other people may say about who we are, about our identity, we're still humans. We are all living in the same planet. And instead of hating others, instead of wasting time on finding their flaws, finding their faults, and pointing it out to them, because they are aware. They are aware because those people who hate on them won't stop saying all their flaws. That they are too masculine to be gay, that women should just be in all those in the kitchen, make them a sandwich. All those stereotypes should be erased. It's not doing the world any good in all actuality. It's just hindering our progress as a nation, our progress as mankind, because we are so stuck. Some people are so stuck on what other people believes in the past that they cannot see the capabilities of a person. They cannot see past all those layers of hate and grudge that they have over a person and see that, wow, she has a potential. She's not as emotional as what is taught to me. Wow, he's gay, but he's great at being an engineer. All those kinds of things. So I'm calling out everyone, every single one, allies, members of the LGBTQIA plus community, women who are feeling oppressed still in this day and age because of misogynistic men, because of those people who are stuck in the past and still sees women as some inferior being and they are superior because they are men. No. Let us prove them wrong. Let us prove to them that despite what they think, despite their opinions, despite the hate that they are spewing nonsense about, we are humans. We are great. We are capable of something so much more than they think. We should be treated as special. And so, I am done with my makeup. I'm done with my talk. Thank you so much for watching this video, even if it may seem like nonsense. My thoughts are all over the place. Yes, some are opinionated, but most are based on what I saw and what I researched about. And so, I just hope that this video will help open the eyes of those who are still stuck on the past and let them see that, hey, it's already 2021. Hate will get you nowhere. It will only bring you down. So let us smile. Let us give the respect to a person who deserves it. Even if you cannot accept them easily yet, let us just give them the respect that they deserve, the respect that they should be given, because they are human beings. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you understood it. Even though everything seems all over the place, even though my makeup is not that great, I just hope that you learned something new. Thank you.